me go back to the question of, is it actually comfortable? Because when we say comfort zone, the image that immediately springs to mind is, I'm okay here. I'm okay. I'm happy. I'm satisfied. Are you really? Is the question. Or are you just making do? Are you only trying not to lose rather than trying to win? Because when you refuse to step out of that thing we call comfort zone, that place where you're stuck, that is a good way to look at it, because that is exactly what you are, stuck. So instead of saying I don't want to move out of my comfort zone, just say I'm stuck and I want to remain stuck. Hello everyone, welcome to Future Fit. How you all doing? Hope you're well. Oh my goodness, so I just have one question for you. Just one, not two, not three, just one question. Are you hot enough? Are you hot enough? Because gosh, if you're not hot enough, what I can certainly do is send you some sunshine and some heat from Kent in the United Kingdom, because it is absolutely just boiling where I am. I don't know about you, but it's all good. We shouldn't complain, because in a few, I was going to say months, in a few days, we'll be complaining about the wind and the rain and the cold. So let's enjoy it while we've got the sunshine. But it is hot. But how are you? How's your week been? My week has been hectic. Oh my goodness. So the last time I can remember me having such a hectic week was when, a few years ago now, probably about 8 years ago now, I think, I used to run this gospel competition, music competition, the very first of its kind in the United Kingdom, I might add. I used to run that. It was nationwide. It was broadcast on national TV, and it was just to give aspiring gospel artists the opportunity to record their own music. And I think the last time I was this busy, the last time I had such a hectic week, was when I was running that program, because that program stretched me. It stretched me in every way, shape, and form. Oh my goodness. But I'm glad I did it, because, you know, that's the thing. I mean, today we're talking about comfort zone, right? That's the thing about daring to get out of your comfort zone. You know, you really get stretched, but you don't go back the same. You don't go back the same. I mean, everything you learn in that place of stretching, it stays with you for life. So during those days, because we were operating on quite a low budget, so sometimes, even though we had an editor, we had a production team, but I was still very much hands-on. So I would have to, approve edits of the shows, etc. And sometimes I'll be up till 2 a.m. just making comments for the editor and things like that. But yeah, so my last week has been another really, really hectic, really, really challenging. I ran my 5-day challenge. Some of you are aware. I've been announcing it. So the challenge took place last week for professionals looking to start their own businesses, and it was awesome. Even though it was really tasking for me, so it was a challenge for me. It was the first time I was running the challenge, my very first one. But the feedback, the comments I got really, really was just great. People telling me, I can't believe it's your first one. We've learned so much. It's been awesome. It's been amazing. So that was really good. But yeah, so I have had a really busy week. But today, as usual, we've got an amazing show for you. Our aim on this platform is always to inform, inspire you, impact you. That's the aim. So we bring you information, but not just information to, make you feel good, but information that will help you, take steps that will enable you just take action. Because I keep saying to people, it's if you've ever heard me talk, it's something I always say to people. Powerful things are great, interesting things are great, informative things are great, inspiring things are great. All those things are awesome, but the only thing that changes your life is the action that you take. So if you hear powerful things, revelations, amazing discoveries, all those things are good for your intellect. So it just remains in your mind. It's just there. It's some additional knowledge you have, and you could even very succinctly explain it to somebody else and tell them how powerful the principle is, and tell them how amazing it will be when they apply it, and they could go off and apply it. Isn't that just the that's just the worst, isn't it? You explain a principle to somebody and they go off and apply it and they get the results, and you don't because you never applied it. I think generally, especially because we're just in this information age, generally we're always looking for new stuff, always looking for new stuff, new, there's a seminar there, you attend, there's a conference there, you go, there's a new book you buy and read, there's a new teaching video, you listen to it, and all those things are great, trust me. But if you never implement what you're learning, it will not change your life. So I'm always for action. Anybody who knows me, it's, don't tell me, show me. That's my philosophy. Don't tell me how passionate you are about this dream. Don't tell me how passionate you are to empower women. Don't tell me how passionate you are about empowering youths. Show me. Show me what you're doing. Don't tell me about it. So sometimes we repeat ourselves. We say the same thing over and over again. And people are just like, oh, I've heard that before. I've heard that before. Okay, you've heard it before. Have you applied it? Have you implemented it? That is what's going to bring change. Okay, the biggest gap for most people is the gap between what they know and what they do. So knowing it is not enough. You have to do it. But today, like I said, we've got a great show. We're talking about the comfort zone, and we have a great guest as well, who's going to come and join us. Florin, all the way from Sweden, is going to be joining us shortly. And as usual, just with all the guests we have on the show, he's going to be sharing just his amazing story with us. And I know on this show, some guests have more out of the ordinary experiences, while others don't. But the truth is, the aim is not to bring you necessarily out of this world experiences. It's to just bring you just ordinary people doing extraordinary things, because we want to show you that you can pursue your dream, whatever that dream may be. So your dream might be to reach 1, your dream might be to reach 10, your dream might be to impact 1,000, your dream might be to impact tens of thousands. Whatever your dream is, you can absolutely pursue it. That's the aim of this show. So Florin is going to just come and share a bit of his journey with us and how he made the transition he made that's taking him where he is right now. And funny enough, I think it ties very much with what I'm going to be sharing with you over the next few minutes about the comfort zone. So let's talk about the comfort zone, okay? My question to you, I'm asking lots of questions today. So my question to you is, how comfortable really is the comfort zone? Okay, so we talk about the comfort zone. How comfortable really is the comfort zone? Because if the comfort zone is really, really comfortable, you would not be feeling frustrated, as a lot of people do. A lot of people feel frustrated. You will not feel like, oh, I've given up, I've resigned myself to fate, like a lot of people do. So the question is the comfort zone really comfortable, or is that just a myth? Is that just something we tell ourselves to prevent us from taking that next step that we know we should take? So is the comfort zone really comfortable? Before I come back and talk about that question, let me just share, I'm sure you already know, but I'll just share with you just very briefly. I'd say maybe three things that remaining in your comfort zone will do. 3 negative effects of remaining in your comfort zone. You see, just imagine you have a child. When we have children, obviously they go through different stages, don't they? They are that stage initially where they have to be carried, they have to be supported, you have to literally do everything for them, and then they get to that stage where they start to become a little bit more independent. They begin to crawl, so they can go here, they can explore, they can pick up things, they can do some things by themselves. And then they get to the stage where they start to walk, and then they start school, then they start to learn things for themselves, they start to try out things. So they go through different stages of life. Now, would you ever for 1 minute entertain the idea of your 1-year-old child determining that they will not walk? Because most children walk at around age 1, don't they? So some before, some maybe a few months after, or whatever. But just imagine you have a child, they're 1, and they decide they will not walk. 2 years old, they're still not walking. 3 years old, they're still not walking. You would get extremely worried, wouldn't you? Absolutely worried. However, what we do as adults is, because we're adults, and sometimes, I love that phrase. It's out of the Bible that says, unless you become converted and become like little children, you will not see the benefits that God has for you, basically, in a nutshell. You see, because when we say we become adults, subconsciously we tell ourselves, I know everything, or I should know everything. So whereas with a child who is 1 year old, it's unthinkable to accept that child just accepts where they are. They refuse to walk, they refuse to talk, they refuse to grow anymore, basically. It's unacceptable to us. However, when we become adults, it's acceptable for us to stop growing. Why? That is the question I want to ask you, because that is the myth of this comfort zone. You never say to a 1 year old, oh, it's okay to stay in your comfort zone. No, you don't, because that is not where the child is meant to be. There is so much more for this child to experience. There is so much more for them to achieve. We can easily get our head around that. Why? Because we have grown to become adults and we see the potential in that child. We see that, no, you can still, you have things to do. You have bikes to ride. You have, high jumps to do. You have so much. You can't stay and not walk. But because we say we're adults, we get stuck in our comfort zone and we accept it because we think, after all, we've arrived somewhat. So I think when you see it like that and realize there is still so much more for you to experience that you're preventing yourself from experiencing just by refusing to step out of your comfort zone, then it will become unthinkable for you to become comfortable in your comfort zone, because there is absolutely nothing comfortable there. There's nothing comfortable there at all. So that's one thing. You never discover your true self and your true potential when you decide to just accept where you are right now and say, this is where I am, I'm not going any further. Okay. The other thing is you get stuck at best. you get stuck, because the truth of the matter is there's nothing called inertia. We're all always moving, we're all always transitioning, there's always movement. So at best you get stuck where you are. At worst, you just regress. Think about that for a minute. Because if you're not doing anything to progress, to step forward, your chances are you're regressing. You might not see it because you're still going to work, you're still doing all the things you do, but you're actually regressing. And again, that is unacceptable, unthinkable for you to be going backwards instead of forwards. And the third thing is you actually empower other people's dreams instead of your dream. Because if you're not being intentional and deliberate in feeding your dreams, what you're going to end up doing is feeding other people's dreams. Other people who are willing to step out of their comfort zone and pursue their dreams, they're going to enlist you. Have you found that when you don't allocate your time goes anywhere? It's absolutely true. When you don't allocate your time to a specific task, somebody's going to give you a phone call and they drag you into their world and they enlist you into their agenda and into their dream. So you're helping them fulfill what they want to fulfill that day. And think about, for the rest of the week, for the rest of the month, for the rest of the year, all you're doing is feeding people's dreams and leaving your own dream to rot. Again, that is unacceptable. So just very briefly, those are three ways to look at this idea of comfort zone, to recognize or to realize that it's just absolutely unacceptable for you to remain in your comfort zone. But let me go back to the question of, is it actually comfortable? Because when we say comfort zone, the image that immediately springs to mind is, I'm okay here. I'm okay. I'm happy. I'm satisfied. Are you really? Is the question. Are you really satisfied? Are you really happy? Are you really happy? Or are you just making do? Are you only trying not to lose rather than trying to win? Because that is what a lot of people do. A lot of people put a lot of energy just trying not to lose. Because when you refuse to step out of that thing we call comfort zone, and I hope after today you won't call it comfort zone anymore because there's nothing comfortable about it, that place where you're stuck, that is a good way to look at it. Because that is exactly what you are, stuck. So if you call it for what it is, number one, then you get rid of this illusion of a comfort zone, because it's not comfortable. There's nothing comfortable there. So instead of saying, I don't want to move out of my comfort zone, just say, I'm stuck and I want to remain stuck. So So hopefully that will get you going. So this idea of of being stuck, right? So think about it. This idea of being stuck. Why are you accepting to be stuck? Why are you wanting to be stuck? Why are you wanting to be stuck? Because you don't want to do what it takes to move you out of that place of being stuck. Because of fear. We've talked about fear in the past, because of the unknown. So you're using your energy to hold on to this idea of not losing, instead of releasing your energy to feed the idea of winning. So a lot of people are stuck where they don't want to be because they don't want to lose. So they'll rather feed this idea of not losing rather than feed the idea of actually winning. Because to win, you will have to take steps, you will have to move, you will have to do stuff, and people don't want to do that. And the question is that really good enough? Is that? Absolutely not. So stop trying not to lose and start trying to win. If you put the energy that you're putting, if you put the energy you're putting into not wanting to lose, if you put that into trying to win, you might just be surprised at how far you get. So that's one thing. The other thing is just think about, and it's not even just in business and in achieving. I know I talk about that a lot. After all, my business is Can Do Academy. That's all I'm about. That's what I'm about. I'm about helping you achieve, helping you move from dreamer to achiever. That's really what my passion is. So I talk about that a lot, but it's not just about that. Okay, so just think about, okay, just to make another point about this illusion of the comfort zone. Actually, what's just happened with COVID-19 is a perfect example. So there were lots of people who before COVID-19 had this illusion of a comfort zone of employment, okay? Because they were employed, they thought, I'm safe, I'm secure, I don't want to step out and try anything else. I'm safe, I'm secure. And just in a twinkling of an eye, that illusion has been debunked in their lives, isn't it? It's gone. Suddenly they realize, actually, that place wasn't very comfortable after all. So I'm not, again, I keep saying on this program, I know I talk a lot about you pursuing your dream and you going out there and getting what you really want. Self-employment is not for everybody, and doesn't mean you quit your job and you go into business. However, if there is a desire in your heart, and it might not even be business, it might be starting a not-for-profit to help your community. Whatever desire you have, that's my thing. Whatever dream you have, you can absolutely bring it to birth. Stop buying into the lie of I'm comfortable where I am and I don't want to lose that comfort, so I'm not going to step out. And I just use that this whole thing of people losing their jobs because of COVID-19 just as an example, because it's something that is real for us right now. It's something that is real for us right now. And the point is, those things you call comfortable, those things you call security, they might not actually be that. So don't allow those stop you from moving out and trying something else. That's the point I'm making. And it could even be in a relationship. Somebody's behaving badly in a relationship, they're just acting in a way that they shouldn't. And again, because of this comfort zone illusion, you don't challenge that behavior because you don't want to rock the boat. You don't want to rock the boat. You just want things to carry on. I don't want to ruffle any feathers. I don't want to upset him or upset her. And then what happens? The relationship ends up breaking down anyway. It ends up breaking down anyway. So you could have earlier on in that relationship faced the facts, challenged the behavior and say this is unacceptable. And then maybe the person could have changed, or you would have found out sooner rather than later that relationship wasn't for you. But again, because of this illusion of the comfort zone, people are not willing to just put themselves out there and say, this is what I want in my life. I want peace of mind. I want a relationship where somebody affirms me rather than puts me down. That is what I want. I'm not going to settle for less because I feel like if I leave this, then I might not get something better. And in the end, you lose it anyway. And you've wasted 6, 9 months, 1 year perhaps with this person. So this whole idea of the comfort zone, there's absolutely nothing comfortable about it.